How are you all doing tonight? My name is Bigbobbedboi, and welcome. I don't know about you, but I'm ready for BC Classic. Yes, I am super excited for Nax, and I plan on doing it. I'm sure it's going to be great. I love Nax, but I hate AQ. It sucks. I don't want to fight a bunch of bugs and shit. I'm ready to move on. It's time to move on. We got a small bit of news last week that made me think, when will we actually see TBC Classic Release? So I thought, it'd be a good idea, let's take in all the info out there and see if we can come up with a realistic release date for BC Classic. So the news from last week was that the Classic beta client has been reactivated. It's outdated, it doesn't have any BC data on there yet, but a lot of people see this as being the TBC Classic beta. And I kind of think the same thing. It would make sense to just reuse that one and update it for BC instead of a completely new type of client. So let's take a look at some dates here. Vanilla WoW launched November 23rd, 2004. BC came out January 16th, 2007. So Vanilla lasted for 774 days, or 66,873,600 seconds for my often forgotten, but not by me, math savants. Classic came out on August 26th, 2019. 774 days from then would be October 8th, 2021. And yeah, maybe that's actually not a completely unrealistic date. But there's still some other info I think we need to take in. One big problem with them using that date would be Blizzard doesn't seem to ever release anything in October. November and September are their big months. Vanilla, Wrath, Panda, WoD, they all came out in November, and then BFA and Legion came out in August. I'm pretty sure BC was supposed to come out in November too. Maybe it was December, but I remember it ultimately being delayed until that January 16th release. So November 2021, since they really like November, that would put it in line with the new Shadowlands release date, putting it just 1 year out from that, same as Classic, since that was 1 year out from BFA, BFA being August 2018. Although, Shadowlands was originally supposed to come out October 27th, and yeah, that shit didn't happen. Blame it on the corona, blame it on the layoffs, blame it on bad development. There's a lot of reasons you could pick for that delay, but there are a few other big contributing factors, I think. The first is, people are actually clearing shit this time around. Hardly anyone even got into Nax and Vanilla, let alone cleared it. Hell, tons of people never even got to any endgame in Vanilla. Classic is the complete opposite. If people are playing, they're raiding for the most part. This means there's not going to be a huge part of the player base that haven't experienced the content. And if a lot of people have already finished Classic, then they might be ready to move on to BC. The other big factor is, of course, the performance of Shadowlands. BFA was not doing good, and Blizz was not doing good with his core fanbase. Remember this?
No. And by the way, you don't want to do that either. You think you do, but you don't.
You think you do, but you don't.
Or this?
Do you guys not have phones?
Yeah, you guys all have phones, right?
I think we could see this again with BC Classic. If Shadowlands is performing really well, Blizz could just hold BC Classic in the pocket until it dips, or release it during that pre-XPAC content drought WoW seems to have with every goddamn expansion. But on the other hand, that would push the release really far out. One other time frame I want to look at. Patch 1.11, the Nax patch, came out June 20th, 2006. And again, the BC release was January 16th, 2007. That's 210 days, or a little over 6 months. If we see Nax in March, like a lot of rumors are saying, that brings us to October, or even more likely November 2021. There's a plausible release date. With only a poor performing Shadowlands or complete bottoming out of Classic's player base, bringing that date up. And if that happened, I would expect an August release date. Meaning at minimum, we are looking at like 9 months until BC is back. I could literally go bang a club rat tonight, get her pregnant, and have that baby before we see BC Classic. I could be an absentee father before we see BC Classic, and that is just depressing. Why did I even make this video now? I'm all depressed. Alright, of course, while I am editing this video, Blizz drops new very relevant, very important info. So then I have to go back and do rewrites, re-records, and re-edits. Thanks, Blizzard. However, it is good news. Blizz has let us know that Nax is dropping December 1st. That's a lot earlier than I think a lot of people anticipated, especially with those March rumors. Now, that's mainly because Shadowlands. I mean, Shadowlands is coming out November 23rd. What? That's barely a week apart. There's a few reasons why Blizz would do something like that. Main one being that there's not as much of an overlap between classic players and retail players as we thought. But I am still really surprised they're releasing them so close together. Still, I think this makes the August date very likely, with a small chance they bring it out a little earlier in the summer, like July. Blizz does have a history of releasing stuff in July, so I probably won't be an absentee father before TBC Classic comes out, and for that I do thank you, Blizz. So I'm going to say that is it. August 2021 is when we're going to see BC Classic. That's my highly educated guess right there. August 2021. We got to get back to more Hunter Master Race content after this, okay? Get ready for that. Also, get your body ready. Streams are coming. That's right. Streams are coming back very, very soon. Bigbobbedboi live streaming right here on YouTube. Mostly because I was betrayed by Mixer and Microsoft. Of course, I will be streaming some retail when Shadowlands drops as well, because I did have a little bit of fun with that on the alpha, and I'm curious to see how much fun Shadowlands will be once it actually releases, because alpha is obviously a different thing. If you enjoyed the video, hit that sub button, like button, share button, all that other shit. They really help the channel grow, and I really do appreciate each and every one of them. But that is going to be all for this one. I really appreciate you all watching, and I will see you all for the next one.